Hello. I wanted to do something a little bit differently today, so I pulled out my old whiteboard because I want to talk a little bit about connecting you to your audience. Don't judge me on my smiley faces. Okay, I'm not an artist. Anyway, I think you get what I'm trying to say. I really want to talk about this because I see this come up over and over and over again when I am working with female entrepreneurs. And we're working on their video marketing. And usually this is what happens early on in the conversation about why they're not doing video. And we're starting to get them more confident with doing video. And the first thing that they want to do is they want to create a video about themselves, or they want to create a video about their offer, or they want to create a video about why they're doing their business, or they want to create a video about how awesome the results are going to be. So here's the thing that's happening. They want to create video that is them pushing their message onto the audience, right? It's just straightforward. Here's information and you're throwing it at your audience. Now, this can be useful. There's a time and a place for it. But here's the thing. That's more like advertising. And there's a big difference between video marketing and advertising. Right? So when you're thinking about your content, you want to be thinking about it as content. You want to be thinking about it as creating a relationship with your audience, right? You want it to be kind of reciprocal. You want it going back and forth. You want to be developing this relationship with your audience, your ideal customer, because that's what content marketing is all about. Advertising, time and place, absolutely. But you are going to do better with content marketing if you focus on building that relationship. So how do you do that? How do you get out of this loop of thinking that your videos need to be ads, that your videos need to be about you pushing your message out there? We're going to talk about that today. I'm going to give you a couple of tips, a couple of ways for you to really think about how to shift your focus from you pushing a message to you pulling people towards you with your content, right? Don't push, pull. That's the message for today. So here is the first thing you want to do. First thing you want to do is you want to actually change how it starts. Okay, so I drew that arrow from you to your audience first. This time, I want you to think about gathering the information first from your audience. Okay, so what do I mean by that? There are a couple of different ways that you can do this. The first is paying attention to who your audience is, knowing who they are, knowing the problem they have, and how you solve it. So before you think about the solution, think about it from their perspective. Think about their relationship to that problem. Pay attention to the questions they're asking. Pay attention to the different pieces of the problem that make up the bigger problem. All of that is going to inform your content, and it's going to make it super appealing to your audience because you're speaking to their needs. So that in that case, you're going to create videos with the intention of developing engagement, right? And that's how you're going to create that cycle instead of things starting with what you have as an idea of what you want to share. Pay attention to what you're seeing, what you're witnessing, what you're hearing in terms of that problem. Take, for example, what we're doing right now. The reason that I'm sharing this information with you is because I've seen so many of the women I work with struggle with this. I've seen that they think, when they think video marketing, they're thinking advertising. They're thinking that they have to talk about themselves. They have to talk about what they offer. They have to talk about their process, right? It's a very natural thing to think as an entrepreneur. I recognize that, which is why I'm doing this video, right? I want to provide information not because of what I do or what I have to offer, but because I can help them solve one of their problems, a little problem that is part of the bigger problem of maybe not doing video marketing or doing effective video marketing. Okay, so design your content for engagement, design your content to serve the needs of your ideal customer, and design content that naturally connects. So this is a little tricky and it's going to take some practice, but what you want to do is you want to create content that connects to a shared experience, right? Maybe you fully understand what they're going through and you can speak to that. You want to connect because maybe you are like them in some way. right? So you have that similarity. You have sort of a similar circumstance that you can connect under. You may have a similar history or similar past that you can connect. Or you may know similar people, and that's another way that your videos can connect. So find that common ground when you're creating your videos so that your ideal customer feels like this is an obvious fit, an obvious person that they should be paying attention to and that they should be following and consuming content from. Because that's how it starts, right? You serve them first, they come to you, and you give them what they need, right? This is how you build a relationship using video. Now, what we talked about before, where you're sharing your message, you're telling people your offer, you're telling them what you can do for them or how you work, those are important videos too. And sales videos or promotional videos have a time and a place. But for the most part, if you're using video marketing to build up the know, like, and trust, you need to do the content pieces first. You need to be doing some content pieces along the way to build up the know, like, and trust so that when people see your sales videos, when people understand what you have to offer, they're more likely to say yes. And that's what we want, right? So I hope this has been helpful for you. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if this has shifted the way you're thinking about the types of videos that you do. I would love to hear it. And the other thing that I want to say is when you focus on your audience and you're building content for them, it might actually help you feel a little bit more confident about the videos that you're creating. I know that a lot of people struggle with video confidence because they hate talking about themselves or they feel like they're pushing their message and that message is so important, right? So this can actually help you ease into video marketing if you're feeling self-conscious at all about sharing yourself and your services, right? You don't have to start with a sales video. Start with some content, start with building that relationship, and the sales video is going to be a lot easier. All right, like I said, just wanted to share this today because I continue to see it, and it is something that the women I work with, it's usually one of the first struggles that we have to get past in order to open them up to the idea of content marketing. So let me know if it was helpful. Look forward to your questions and comments, and I hope you have a fantastic day. So talk to you soon.